here. My first time in St. Petersburg, obviously. I really like the country, but I really like the city. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but the architecture, the way it looks, the magnificent buildings, it makes you feel small when you walk in the streets. And you also see a very good architecture, even if the city was developed around some water, so you have over 300 bridges, I believe you do have. I think it's quite impressive how you manage to maintain these big and wide streets that they make you feel like you're walking in a museum when you walk in the street. So I really enjoy it. I hope it's not the last time I visit St. Petersburg. About facility management in BIM conferences or with BIM experts, I try to show them like a map. I mean, BIM starts in an early stage of design, and BIM helps the design, the planning and the construction, and eventually someone has to operate the building. Even in the latest stages of BIM, you say that you can improve the operation of a building with BIM. I think we are far away from that. But facility management is there at the operational level. But facility management can add a lot of inputs to the early stages. So there is a sort of marriage between BIM and facility management. We need to realize from FM perspective that BIM can help us to take decisions that could be analyzed in advance, and BIM, they can realize that all the work that is done beforehand, before the construction, it will affect in the operational stage. So there is a logical marriage in between both disciplines. The problem is when you think that technology is going to solve the operational level without being considered before, or when you think that BIM is going to manage a building without considering the operational status and the real needs of the people. Because at the end of the day, as I said today, buildings are built for people. So the needs are related to people. If you have a sensor on the wall that says this is 24 degrees and this is the perfect temperature and I'm hot, no matter what the sensor is saying, no matter how many IoT elements you have, I'm hot and I cannot work. And someone should address that. So that perception and that humanization of the concept of the operational level that we do in FM is going to be assisted by technology. But we need to realize that in this design, we will end up working for humans. When you talk about digitalization, there are different layers. You can get digitalization within the process of a company. So that company is going to work in a way that their environment is more digital. But that doesn't mean that the working spaces are digital. So the digitalization level of the workspace is a different thing. Because you really need to align the workspace and the workplace with this digitalization level, which is not always occurring. And a third layer is the digitalization of the building, of the operation of the building, which is a third and a different layer. So you can have a company that the building runs in a very efficient way as a digital model, but the way the company works is not digital. They have traditional processes, or the way the workers do the work, do their jobs. Technology is definitely helping our lives. Digitalization is making our life easier. But there is a barrier. And the barrier is what humans think. For many years, we've been focused on human-centric models. And this is a key element to make decisions focused on what humans need in their work, in hospitals, in universities, etc. If we don't humanize the digitalization era, we will end up listening to machines and not listening to humans. So, same that I gave you these three layers of digitalization. In the business, the digitalization of the business is definitely helping humans.